Frank,
Dan.
we're talking. You and I were just talking, and I thought, you know what? We should be recording this. We were talking about gift giving.
Oh, yeah. And this is going to drop on Christmas Day.
That's right.
So
it's too late for this to be advice for anybody.
just
Not that there's
remember, come next year.
not that there's any
Remember
like
words.
good advice that will be forthcoming from this conversation. But we were talking about like sort of like you mentioned that you and Dave have decided on a spending limit
Yes.
for your gifts.
Mm-hmm. And he went over it.
He announced
that
he
he's
should
gone
have
over it.
just tried to slide it in under the radar. Like
Well, that's what I did last year for him.
Yeah.
Maybe this is where it's coming from, is that I sort of blew him up with gifts last year. Although I don't think we really had a limit. I can't remember. I think we just said like, just get one thing or something like that. And then like I did like a stocking and all sorts of little things and blah, blah, blah.
you're a man who loves his Christmas.
I like Christmas.
You enjoy
Well,
the things. You
I-
enjoy the chestnuts and the open fires and whatnot.
I don't think it's no, because like we don't put up a tree.
Oh.
we don't decorate.
But you want
I don't
to.
play Christmas music.
But
I would put up a tree, but like I was saying earlier, largely just to watch Dave's reaction. Like I'd put it up. And like if we were having like a big, I mean technically I guess we are having people over. But like if we were doing like a Christmas thing, I would want to like
Do some
have an
decorations.
appropriate amount of like of festive stuff around, right?
Holly and garland and whatnot.
Not going nuts, but just like a couple little things just so that it seems appropriate.
Are you mistletoe pro or anti?
I've never decorated with mistletoe.
It seems like a weird thing. In the age of like consent being a big deal, it just seems like mistletoe's just the wrong message entirely.
Well, maybe standing under it is the consent.
Is the consent, right? But
Yeah.
then standing under it and being like, look what I'm under. And then the other person feels like, oh God, son of a, I'm compelled.
Can you even get mistletoe around here? Does it grow?
Sure, I don't think it grows. You have to
Oh.
buy it at a store or
Oh,
whatever.
we would always just knock it out of a tree.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never. I don't know. I wouldn't know what a mistletoe tree looked like. Is it?
It's a fungus that grows in trees.
What? It's not a plant.
No.
Oh my! Everything about my world is now.
I mean, whether it's a fungus specifically, but it's something that grows on other trees. It's up in other trees, and it can like take over a tree.
Interesting.
It's not necessarily a great
Oh no!
thing to
It
have.
is a parasitic plant.
Okay.
But yes, it lives in the trees.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Googling is an amazing thing.
Can you imagine though? Like, how did this parasite turn into this?
That is like poisonous to eat or whatever.
Oh,
Like
it's awful. Yeah.
Like everything about it is bad,
Keep it in its wrapper.
and
If
yet
you got it from a wrapper.
and yet like
Or in a wrapper.
people are like, let's hang it in our house and make people be affectionate with it.
Get a little ribbon and tie it up.
Yep.
Put it on a little nail.
And that ribbon,
cute.
for whatever reason, is required to be red.
It's Christmas.
You couldn't do it with. I mean, a white ribbon could be lovely, but you can't. It must be
could.
red ribbon.
Why?
I don't know. It just seems like
Tradition?
That just feels like
I think you could get away with white. I think purple.
if you did green, you're right out.
Green
on green is no good.
Orange would be wrong.
Oh, gross.
Blue?
Disgusting. Blue.
Blue. Yeah, you
you're
can't do blue.
you're literally fired from Christmas.
I think you could get away with green. You could. It is green on
Okay.
green, but you could get away with it.
I guess so.
Green, red, white. Red and white both would look good.
Yeah, those are fine.
Yeah.
Those are, I suppose, are fine. The white will bring out the berries or whatever.
Little berries. Don't go near the berries.
Don't go near the berries.
Oh, I forgot about the berries. Of course, it's not a fungus.
Eat the berries. Just see what happens. Maybe
Have
it's
a little Christmas fun time. No, it's all like highly toxic and poisonous.
not good.
Not good. No. Don't do any of that.
But a kiss can be deadlier if you mean it.
Oh. What is that?
I think that's from Batman 2.
Really?
The original, the Michael Keaton Batmans.
Oh, okay.
That was in his interaction with Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman.
Oh. I don't know if I ever even saw that one.
Mistletoe can be deadly if you eat it, but a kiss can be deadlier if you mean it. Ooh. Batmans.
Wow. All right.
Anyway, we were talking about gifts, and you and Dave have a limit on your thing. Mm-hmm. Andrea and I,
You have a limit too.
for years, we've had a limit, and that is, please don't give me a gift. We just don't do it. Every now and then, somebody breaks the rule just for fun, just because they know that there's something that the person wanted, and it just seems like the right time. Mm-hmm. But for most of our lives, we don't have kids. When we want something, we just fucking get it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, what do you want? I don't know. Nothing. I've got everything that I want.
Right.
Or I already know that we can't afford it, so let's not do that.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's just like it's like either we have to postpone getting something that we want for the artificial reason of Christmas is in the future sometime, or we give something superfluous that may or may not be actually what we want. So we don't do that stuff, and then. I'm like not a gift giver. I don't want to give gifts. I don't want to go out and buy for people that I don't know what they'll like, because it's a 70% chance with any gift that it's just going to be like, oh, thanks. You know what I mean? Like,
no,
it's a very high percentage chance that you're going to sort of if not completely flop, at least like not wow. So to me, it's just like, let's just not do that. I mean, I want people to understand that I love them, that they're in my mind, that they're in my heart. And I just, with our nieces and nephews, we do it every year we take them all out for an outing. We go somewhere, and we do buy them stuff while we're out, but it's just like, it's an experience that we're trying to create. We're not, it's not meant to be about stuff. It's meant to be about, a thing, a cool experience.
How millennial of you.
Is it?
Millennials prefer experiences over objects.
Well, they should. Everyone should.
But it's a hallmark of their generation.
Oh, okay. I have not heard
Supposedly.
that. I have not heard this.
Supposedly this is a thing.
Millennials.
I know.
Do you remember how much... Here's what I realized about the Gen X view of millennials. Is that we developed our view of millennials when they were in their like late teens and early 20s, and everybody's a shit when they're in their late teens and early 20s. Mm-hmm. And the millennials now are in their 30s, and they're actually cool. Like, I'm totally down with millennials.
They're okay.
I think they're pretty cool. I think it's a good generation.
They're not that much younger than us. That's the amazing thing.
Yeah. They do feel very different than we do, though.
Mm. Well, that's because we are Gen X.
Gen X is
we're a special breed.
In the battle, in the grand like battle between all of the generations, Gen X is we're just sitting back watching. We're just like, we're rolling our eyes at everybody. Mm-hmm. The boomers, no, not okay.
But we don't have the exact same resentment toward the boomers that the younger generations have.
We're not at war with them.
We dislike them.
Right.
We understand why people really dislike them.
But we also get more where they're coming from.
We also can empathize with them, and
because they raised us. You know what I mean? And
they didn't raise me.
Well, it didn't raise me either. But
I get it. People our age, we typically
we pinged off of them. We don't have anything any grand amounts of time separating us from them. So we kind of get them.
And they didn't completely fuck us over as a generation. Completely.
Well, they started the process with us.
Oh, no. It's there.
Yeah.
It's definitely there. But
yeah, we may have.
But I think we fared a little bit better than the millennials.
Yeah, because the boomers didn't really get full control of the world until we were already sort of plugged into their system.
Yeah. I guess.
And then they unplugged the system and kicked the ladder behind them.
It wasn't a cool move.
No. Boomers,
And they're still doing it.
they're still doing
They're
it.
still like fiercely holding on to what they see as theirs.
Right.
Yeah.
I built this myself. Never mind all the hundreds of people that actually did the work. It was sort of it wasn't my idea, but I was the one that kind of implemented. Well, my dad gave me a bunch of money and I invested it in this thing. So it's mine.
Mm-hmm.
That's
And dear boomer listener, we don't mean you.
we partially mean you.
We don't mean you.
We probably don't
It's
mean
a
you.
generational thing. They're such dumb generalizations.
Yeah, they are. But I mean,
there's truth to some of the generalizations, but they're so far also from being like exactly
right.
They don't describe everyone.
Right. No, and usually it's not about an individual thing. It's about sort of the collective works of the thing. But it all adds up. And if you're part of the system, you're doing it. It quasi applies to you.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing about the boomers is that no one ever told them that they weren't okay until the millennials came along. And suddenly they're like, hey, no one's allowed to tell me I'm not perfect. How dare you?
I know. Ugh.
You go, millennials. Keep chipping away. We got your back. We're not gonna do it.
Yeah.
Do the work. We put in our time. We're too tired.
So we have as our Hallmark movie, Reality Bites.
Oh God.
Right.
I tried to rewatch that movie not too long ago.
Is it awful?
Ew, you can't watch that movie.
Oh no.
That is a terrible movie.
This is the movie that defined our generation.
It was yeah. And you go back and you watch it and it's just a bunch of people wearing black and whining. It is
yeah, it's Gen X.
yeah.
Exactly right.
Who is it? You got your Janine Garofalo, you got your you got your Ethan Hawke.
Yeah, and what's his buckets in it too, isn't he?
Ben Stiller? Was he in it?
He might.
I don't even remember because I literally couldn't get through it. I got
Oh my god. Oh, Winona Ryder.
yeah, Winona Ryder, that's right.
Obviously Janine Garofalo. Ben Stiller, Steve Zahn. I don't remember.
Oh, really?
that. I do not remember that at all.
Oh,
Who else?
look,
I mean, I guess that's kind of.
if you haven't watched that movie,
Is Andy Dick in that movie?
is he?
I'm looking at the cast of Reality Bites.
Oh my god, that's yeah.
Hawk, Janine Garofalo. Winona Ryder, please. Renee Zellweger? How are these people all in here?
Yeah,
they really
it's all of them.
they got everyone in that movie.
Yeah,
Anyway.
and the thing about it is that it's just, I don't know, it's literally about nothing. They just spend entire scene after scene talking about nothing.
Yeah, Reality Bites.
It was just, I couldn't do it. Maybe I was in a bad mood. I don't know.
I'm so disappointed that movie didn't hold up.
Maybe you would like it still. I don't know. Did you like it? You liked it at the time?
I remember because people were making such a big deal about it and at the time talking about how this was sort of speaking for Gen X and everything. I remember checking it out and I don't recall loving it at the time.
Yeah.
And not super connecting with it, but then I don't super connect with a lot of things that I'm supposed to.
What did we call them back then? Now they say emo. Did we say goth back then? Is that what we said? Were
they grungy?
They were grungy. Yeah, there was more grunge, but they were all wearing black and
Yeah, I don't know what that's about. Excuse me, everyone. I just cleared my throat in your ear.
Winona Ryder, though, she went nutty on it. Do you remember? Did you see the video of the entire Stranger Things cast accepting an award, and she is just making faces. She is mugging the whole time, but like in a way that very clearly said that she was like on some very heavy mind-altering substance of some sort. So she wasn't mugging
all those children,
right? And there's like someone's giving a speech, and she is going, "Ooh, ah, huh, bah," like all of these faces.
huh?
It's worth looking up just because it's just like, Winona, what are you okay, Winona?
She was never okay.
She was never okay.
Like I this is never. Everybody's gonna hate hearing this. I have never cared for Winona Ryder.
No.
Ever. Beetlejuice? Fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
That's it.
That was kind of the one that she could play, is like the disaffected youth sort of person.
And it's in the context of that movie. She's like in it, and it all works. Otherwise, no. No. In fact, she was my I had a lot of problems with Stranger Things, but she was like my big beef. I couldn't handle her.
Yeah.
Could not handle her.
She was not great. She was
God, she couldn't do anything with the bad writing that she was being given. Like the poor woman in the scene with like, she's like Ouija boarding the wall.
right.
Like she didn't get me there. She did not act to get me to that place.
No, I mean,
And it was such a leap, and it was done so quickly. And with like all of a sudden she's just like, oh, Ouija board on the wall.
I've got a brilliant idea. No, you don't. But here's the thing. My guess is that whatever director hired her, the idea was if you want a character who is kind of a little crazy and a little desperate and like on the edge of losing her shit, you hire an actor who's on the edge of losing her shit. And that's a very bad idea.
That's dangerous.
It takes an actor who is incredibly put together to be able to effectively play losing their shit.
Yeah.
You don't want it. Like, everybody thinks that like it's a brilliant move to hire like some crazy person to play the crazy person. No, that's terrible idea.
Hire them to play the same person.
or keep your whole set nice and chill and don't hire any crazy people.
No, it'd be brilliant. Have her be like, the heavy.
Yeah, exactly. I'm now going to have Frank live. I'm going to pull up the video of Winona Ryder pulling a bunch of faces.
Okay.
And Frank will react live for you as soon as right now I have to get through the YouTube ad.
Oh God. Dan.
What? It's not my fault. I didn't invent YouTube ads.
That's the worst thing. I basically won't watch your thing if I have to sit through more than. Okay,
just a couple seconds. So this is at the SAG Awards. I think it was 2017, and the different people are speaking, and Winona.
Okay, well, she's kind of like pointing at somebody.
She's like, "Oh, that's a good point."
Kind of understandable, and she's maybe she doesn't agree with what he's saying. But she's super excited. She's making an excited face.
Like she was a little squinchy,
pumping her arms.
A little squinchy for
clapping.
a second.
Okay.
It's what's his name who's giving a speech. The tall co-actor. I don't remember his name. And then
She's okay. She's kind of like,
She like squinches and then she like makes a.
that's true. That's true. Is that what she said? She kind of waggled her
Yeah,
finger. She
maybe.
was like, that's true.
She's not actually on mic, so like we don't know what she was saying. But anyway, she just. Anyway, she's.
I mean, the way you made it like sound.
I think that they didn't show the whole thing. Is what I think.
That felt like she was in the moment. She's reacting. All of that. I mean, that I don't mind.
Okay, well, maybe.
She deserves an award for her award stage performance.
She, oh my gosh, awards
There should be an award ceremony for
the best performance at receiving an award.
Yeah, it's like the meta awards for all the award shows.
Well, I mean, you and I and others et al. Won the Spirit of Slam Dance Award,
yeah.
which was an award for like who came to the festival the best.
Yeah, of sorts. But boy, I put those palms on the
Oh hell yeah, hell yeah!
the poster of that.
That is an award. It doesn't.
It's an award. It doesn't say much about the film.
It wasn't about the film at all.
Nobody knows that
Right.
unless you like went to the awards ceremony and they explained it.
It's just-
It was a popularity contest.
It was like who do we like the most? Really,
yeah,
that was and
it
they
was-
really liked us,
yeah, and it was voted on by the other filmmakers,
and we were fun.
we were fun.
I think that's what that proves. We were a delight.
Here's what I will say: is our friend Chris won that award for us.
Our friend Chris makes friends quickly and enthusiastically. And he was he
And
did.
I believe that's what happened.
Yeah.
More than anything,
He won us an award.
he won us an award.
What a delight. What a great thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh man. Well, kids, I think we've blathered enough.
Have we?
Do you need a little more blather?
I'm good.
Merry Christmas, everybody. I hope that your Christmas time was not frustrating or is currently not frustrating. I hope it's happy and joyful.
And that you found a way to enjoy the day.
To make it your own.
Yeah.
Even
if it's a little gross.
yeah, it can be a frustrating time.
Yeah.
But hopefully yours was great. Go eat some turkey and have a nice day. And we'll catch you again next week. Thanks.
Thanks. Bye-bye.